undisputed world heavyweight champion of the world, Lennox Lewis. How are you, Lennox?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You ever think of being an announcer in boxing?
I would love to do something like that, Lennox. What do you think? Do you think
I can see it. I can see it.
You think I've got the chops for something like that?
Yeah, with a little practice.
I'll take it. I'll take that. How would you fare in this style of fighting, like Bellator and MMA? Lennox, how would you fare?
How would I fare?
Yeah.
Well, how would I fare? Well, it's interesting, because when I was younger, I took wrestling. And then I took boxing, and it was like, practice one discipline. And I went after the boxing discipline. And, I learned it the best possible way I could. And, I seen MMA on TV, and I said, wow, this is great, all-out fighting. And then I realized, boxing is really just one discipline, and you only use your hands. In MMA, you can use your hands, your feet, your elbow, and you can choke. And, that's like almost like a street fight, but it's legal, and there's rules to it. And, I love fighting combat sports, and MMA is always a good sport to watch or even be there because of, how Bellator puts it on. They put it on with a lot of lights, a lot of TV, so you really feel like you're part of the show. So it makes it really exciting.
So do you think that we have watched with Bellator, with UFC, the changing of the guard in the fight game, that this is the way that human beings on planet Earth will consume the fight game and not in the way that boxing was when you were doing it, when Muhammad Ali was doing it, when the 20th century was essentially doing it? Lennox, you think we've reached that watershed moment?
No, I think actually, boxing's been around 150 years, and this new type of fighting, which is, where, they put rules to, is exciting as well, and it's just coming around, and, a lot of people are excited about it. And, the way that Bellator puts on a show, it's a great event to go to. So why can't boxing move over and, put this beside them as another fighting art? And, it's great. Like I said, great to watch. I love combat sports, and this is one that excites me.
Lennox Lewis, Boxing Hall of Famer, and a man who is helping promote Bellator 158 London, that you could see free on Spike at 9 Eastern and Pacific this Saturday, joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So who is going to be the next heavyweight to try and capture everybody's fancies across both sides of the pond here, Lennox? Who's going to do something like this?
What you mean? You mean
who's going to be the next heavyweight to try and get the boxing game back on its feet? It just seems to me almost non-existent now in the conversation when we're talking about this sort of stuff.
In the boxing game, you could say the heavyweights are young at the moment. And, they've still got a lot to learn and a lot more fights to fight in front of people so they can prove themselves. It's not an easy game, and, there's still a lot of open answers and questions about the heavyweights that are there now. Can they take a punch? How's the stamina? All of those questions still lurk. So we can't know the answers to those questions until we see them fight. So until they prove themselves to the public and to the world, we're still watching.
And we noticed, obviously, last month at the passing of Muhammad Ali, you were a pallbearer at his funeral. What was your relationship with the greatest, Lennox?
Well, it was very, very, very close in the sense of, like, he's the one that started me off in the game, watching him in front of the TV with my mother when I was young. He excited me, as a boxer and all his antics and everything he stood for. And, he's definitely a hero of mine. And, it's sad to see him go, the greatest go, but he'll always be remembered, never be forgotten. float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the rules for every boxer that came into the sport. This is what they wanted to do.
And what did it mean?
These were the rules of Muhammad Ali.
What did it mean to you to have such a special place in his final resting, Lennox?
Yeah, it was an honor and a privilege to do that. And when we were there, it was a celebration of everything that he's done in life. Plus, it was great to see people from all around the world, actually having Muhammad Ali stories and coming together and just sharing them with everybody.
Lennox Lewis, Boxing Hall of Famer here. Before I let you go, who should I be keeping an eye out for this weekend at Bellator 158? Who should I be checking out?
You got to look out for Daly. You got to look out for the MPV. Michael Page. This guy, Michael Page, when you see him come, his ring entrance alone, he's warming up on the way. And he's knocked everybody out so far. And he throws a great straight right hand. So, his strikes are deadly. So 2 guys to look out for.
And so, and then you've got Tyson Fury in terms of the conventional fight game. And I know you're a fan of his. He pulled out of that rematch with Klitschko. Do you think we're going to see him back in the ring very soon? Lennox, what's going on with him?
Well, I think that the fight got postponed because of an ankle injury, and I'd rather a fight getting postponed than actually a fight taking place and the one guy's he's not 100%. So, with a couple weeks rest, he's going to be 100%, and we're going to see probably the same fight that we've seen last time. But, unless Klitschko's got an answer for him, we're going to have to check that out. But, I'm excited to see that one as well.
Lennox, I appreciate you calling in. I would vote remain on this conversation, but I have to hit a commercial break.
All right, my brother. Bless.
You got it. That's Lennox Lewis.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.